Do you know in the Bible, there's a man who kept on changing business rules in order for Jacob to be poor? In Genesis chapter 31, all the hidden secrets were revealed.
Long ago, there was a man named Jacob, a man chosen by God, yet still learning what it meant to trust him completely. After leaving his home to escape his brother Esau's anger, Jacob traveled far and wide until he reached the land of his relatives. There, he met Laban, his mother's brother, a man who seemed kind and generous at first. When Jacob arrived, he met Laban's beautiful daughter Rachel by a well. It was love at first sight. Jacob wanted to marry her, so he made a deal with Laban. "I'll work for you for 7 years if you'll let me marry Rachel." Laban smiled and agreed. So Jacob worked hard, tending the flocks, caring for the animals, and serving Laban faithfully. The days turned into months, the months into years. But to Jacob, those 7 years felt like only a few days because of how deeply he loved Rachel. Finally, the time came. The wedding day arrived, and Jacob was filled with joy. But that night, Laban tricked him. Instead of Rachel, Laban secretly gave Jacob his older daughter, Leah, as his wife. The next morning, when Jacob woke up and realized the deception, he was shocked. "What have you done to me?" he asked Laban. Laban calmly replied, "In our country, the older daughter must marry first. Work for me 7 more years, and you can have Rachel too." It was unfair. It was deceitful. But Jacob loved Rachel, so he agreed. He worked another 7 long years, faithfully serving a man who constantly changed the rules. Years passed, and Jacob had wives, children, and a growing family. But Laban wasn't done playing games. Every time Jacob's work brought him success, Laban would change their agreement. At one point, Jacob and Laban made another deal. Jacob said, "I'll take care of all your flocks, and as my payment, I'll keep the spotted and speckled animals, the ones that are different." Laban thought that was a great deal because most of the sheep were plain colored. He believed Jacob would get almost nothing. But God had other plans. Every time Laban tried to cheat Jacob, God blessed Jacob even more. The flocks began giving birth to many speckled and spotted animals. Jacob's herds grew stronger and larger, while Laban's became weaker. And every time this happened, Laban would change the deal again. "Okay, then you can only have the striped ones," or "now only the dark-colored ones." Yet no matter how many times Laban changed the rules, God made sure Jacob prospered. Eventually, Jacob realized something important. He had worked 20 long years, 14 for Laban's daughters and 6 more for the flocks. He had faced deception, unfair treatment, and constant manipulation. But through it all, God had been with him. So one night, Jacob gathered his family, his servants, and all his animals, and they quietly left Laban's land. When Laban found out, he chased after Jacob, but God warned Laban not to harm him. When they finally met, they made peace, setting up a stone pillar as a reminder that God had seen everything between them. Jacob had learned that even when people change the rules, God never does. He had seen firsthand that honesty, faith, and perseverance are stronger than deceit. And even when life feels unfair, God's blessing can still find its way through.